A few weeks ago, during an interview with Blake Fitzpatrick, he mentioned that his daughter Zara was about to join him on the track as far as the trials are concerned. Well, that's been taking place over the past couple of weeks. I caught up with a very proud dad and his daughter during their commitments at Club Menangle today. Well, Blake, great to catch up with you, and on a winning note, a very impressive win by Libby Lou.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. She put it all together today, but yeah, she's got a bright future for sure.
Joined by a very proud dad.
Yeah, definitely. No, we've been waiting for this moment for some time and it's arrived. So yeah, it's great.
Zara, good to catch up with you. This is going to be the first of no doubt many, particularly as you're a Fitzpatrick, so no doubt you'll be in the winning circle. How does it feel getting out there on the track now with Dad?
Yeah, it's really a great feeling. Something I've wanted to do ever since I was, a young girl. So to be able to go out there with all the good drivers is a great experience, and yeah, I love it. So.
You came through the usual channels as far as the mini trots. How many years did you spend there?
Probably about 4 years, I think. So yeah.
It's a wonderful experience, giving you the opportunity to look after a horse as a youngster on your own account.
Yeah, I had a great fun doing the mini trots and met a lot of people who are still my friends. So yeah, it's great to start from there.
What was the most important lesson you learned with the mini trotters?
Well, it was good to, how to have control of the horse, and Dad gave me a lot of tips to get me started. So yeah, it's a great way to move from them to the bigger horses.
It's a great scheme, Blake, the mini trots, and it's been proven year in, year out, and such an important foundation for all our youngsters.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great stepping stone for the kids and just teaches them the basics about driving and horse handling, I guess. So yeah, it's been a successful ploy for many years.
Now, Zara, as far as the lessons learned from Dad, now that you've graduated and you're watching him on a full-time basis, what do you think the most important lesson you can learn from Dad?
Well, I've learned a lot from Dad. Just, horses in general. And I've learned a lot from him that I use in my everyday driving. So, yeah, there's probably too many, good tips he's given me, but yeah, there's a lot.
I suppose, Blake, the foundation with teaching youngsters with horses, treat everyone as an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very important, Mick, and confidence is a big thing with driving, and driving the right horses when they're learning's something that helps kids get that confidence.
Yeah, driving the right horse, that's an important point, Blake. You wouldn't put them on a horse that's a bit headstrong and all those lines. You put them on one that's well educated.
Yeah, it's very important just to get them going and teaching them the basics, and that's the beauty of standardbred. So many of them are just great to deal with. So yeah, having the right horse and just bringing the kids along slowly, I think, something that seems to work.
And certainly Zara would get a lot of versatility in training because of the amount of paces and trotters you have.
Yeah, definitely, and we've got a mixture of young and old horses, and she's also ridden her whole life, which is a big advantage also.
Do you help Dad with the gallopers?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of gallopers in work, so yeah, I kind of have to, but yeah, I like them as well, and it's good to learn how Dad trains them and how they're very different to the standardbreds, and yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah, so apart from Dad, we've got to bring your mum into this too, Lisa. She's been very successful as far as training is concerned, but with your dad, he's a famous trainer, he's a famous driver, but what a family you have to call on, not only your dad and mum, but Uncle Gavin, and of course the colours behind us, the legendary Hall of Famer, none other than your Pop Paul.
Yeah, well, it's great to have pretty much my whole family involved, and I've got a lot of people to learn off. Mum's been around horses her whole life. Her mum and dad, her dad trained very good horses, and she grew up with all of them good horses, so she's got a lot of good knowledge, and yeah, the same as Pop and Gavin. I drive with them down the track in track work, and they always give me tips and I go over and help them drive some, and yeah, it's always good to get some tips off Pop and Gav.
Well, I don't think you'll go astray, Zara, learning from your dad and Gav, in particular this man behind us, Paul. You got a favourite horse back at the stable?
Oh, I'd probably have to say Ricochet. I was able to drive him at the trials and am able to do a lot of his work at home, and he's a lovely horse to do anything with, and he's beautiful to drive, and I love him just as a horse, so yeah, probably him.
You got so many family members to admire and to follow, but what about outside of the family? Have you got any special trainers or drivers that you admire?
Oh, I like Jack Trainer. I grew up with him, or he used to work for us, and yeah, probably other than him, Greg Sugars and Jess Tubbs, they come up and stay with us. So yeah, can't decide out of them, but yeah.
Well, you can have more than one. It's a wonderful selection to pick from, and no doubt Jack will be very pleased with that. Geez, hasn't he done well for himself?
Yeah, no, he's been very successful training and driving, really. He's done a terrific job in a short period of time, but he was always going to be successful. He was always a terrific worker and great with the horses, so it's no surprise to us.
Well, you got a few drives on Saturday night. In the second, he better step aside, drawn badly, but he's just a very consistent performer.
He is. He's actually going better than ever. He's just drawing bad or getting in hard races, so wouldn't surprise me at all if he could win Saturday.
Over to the third, and Jalanil, resuming from a spell, 20 starts, 6 wins, 9 placings, 8 as runner-up.
Yeah, he's been a really consistent horse. He's a pretty handy horse too. He's a horse that's just taken a bit of time. Just might need a run or two, but he's probably one to follow in a few weeks' time.
What did you make of the trials?
His first one was good. His second one was disappointing, but he's just getting old and just going to need a couple of runs. So, yeah, I'll just keep our eye out for him in a few weeks.
Our old favourite, race 4, number 2, Wow, he's a rock star. Just doesn't know how to run a bad race.
No, he's busting out to win one. He's been in really consistent form and drawn well, and he's over the 2300 this week, which suits him. So he's got a good chance.
Sounds like there's a chance or two there, in particular with Wow, he's a rock star. Blake, as always, thank you. And Zara, thank you for joining us. And as I said, that's going to be the first of many. You're a Fitzpatrick well and truly, so you better start getting used to the mic.
Thanks for having me.